Hi kids, my name is Miss Erine Bristol and I will be your English teacher for today. So without wasting any time, let's get started. Since P5 topic this term is focused around descriptive writing, our lesson today focuses on similes. Now, you might have heard similes before, or you might have encountered them along the way. So why are we learning about similes? Now similes, just like at home, when you are preparing a dish, you tend to add salt, pepper, ginger, garlic, and other spices to make it a little bit better. Similes are just the same. They are used to make descriptive writing more interesting and a lot more fun. So let's find out what similes are through a song.
Such as like or as. Now let's practice what we know to give meaning and to show what we want to say. As tough as nails, as white as a ghost, as blind as a bat, it's burnt like toast. It's fun to make a simile with words. You can use a simile when you're writing a story or when you're writing poetry. You can make one up or use what's there, but make sure that you compare two different words with like or as clear as a bell, as cold as ice, as free as a bird, as high as a kite. It's fun to make a simile with words. It's fun to make a simile with words.
Wow, you sing really good.
Okay, so after listening to the song, I'm pretty sure you have an idea what similes are. So what do you think are similes? Very good. They compare things. Now, which two words are most common in the similes given in the song? Very good. The two words we saw in the song are as and like. Now, what are the different examples of similes stated in the song? Very good. We heard as white as a ghost, as clear as a bell, burnt like toast. Good. These are all various examples of similes. Now let's continue to explore. Now similes are comparisons between two things using the word as or like. Now a comparison is when you say how something is like something else. For example, I can compare how tall you are to a tree. Okay, so there are two main rules to similes. Number one, they compare things. Number two, they use the word as or like to make their comparisons. Now, I have some examples of similes for you, so let's see. My first example is Millie's puppy is as white as snow. The simile in this sentence is as white as snow. And we are comparing what to snow? Very good. We are comparing the color of Millie's puppy, which is as white as snow. My second sentence is, my granddad is as old as the hills. What are we comparing? Very good. We are comparing how old my grandpa is, and we are comparing it to the hills. Ben and Michael are always fighting like cats and dogs. So we are comparing Ben and Michael, the way they fight, to cats and dogs. As you know, sometimes cats and dogs don't get along. So here, the simile is fighting like cats and dogs. Mary and Anna are like two peas in a pod. So when we talk about two peas in a pod, we are talking about two people that are very similar, that has the same characteristics, maybe enjoy the same things, or when you see one, you will most probably see the other. Okay, so as you can see, the similes has those two keywords, as and like. So for it to be a simile, you need to have these two words. And don't forget that they also compare. Now, similes does not have to stay as it is. You can change them as you would like. For example, I don't have to say as white as snow. I can compare the color of Millie's puppy to something else that's white. For example, we can compare it to the color of clouds because clouds are white. So I can say Millie's puppy is as white as clouds. Or I can even compare Millie's puppy to cotton because cotton is also white. Okay, so similes can change along the way. Now, let's continue. We do have some examples of more similes. Now, if you look carefully, my sentence is missing some similes. The pizza is as. So what do you think? Let's look at the picture. Very good. The pizza is as cold as ice. Excellent. Now, let's continue. Next picture. My dog is as smelly as. There are various answers we can use here because, as I have said before, similes can change. You can make your own as you go along. For example, my dog can be as smelly as a garbage truck. My dog can be as smelly as my brother's shoes. My dog can be as smelly as a dustbin. So let's see what we have here. My dog is as smelly as dirty socks. Okay, so here the dog's smell is being compared to dirty socks. Okay, let's look at this one. As a lion. So, what do you think lions are? Very good. They're strong, they are courageous, and they are also very brave. So this simile here is as brave as a lion. Remember, you do not have to stick to what you see. You can change the similes to suit what you want. Okay? Now, moving on, we have some sentences here, and we will try to make our own similes from the information given. So let's look at number one. Michael is as tall as a or an. What do you think would be the best comparison to tall? You cannot compare him to a mouse because mouse are too small. You cannot compare it to a dog because they are not very tall. So you have to think of something very tall to compare Michael to. Very good. We can compare him to a tree. We can compare him to a ladder. We can even compare him to a giraffe. Number two, the truck is as big as an or a. Okay, the truck can be as big as a house, can be as big as an elephant, it can be as big as a whale, depending on what you want to say. So, number three, her eyes are green like. So think of things that are green to compare here. So you can create your own simile. Her eyes are green like leaves. Yes, leaves are green. Her eyes are green, maybe like emeralds, because they are green stones. Number four, the cat moves slowly like a. Think of things that move slowly. Very good. The cat moves slowly like a tortoise. The cat moves slowly like a snail. Good. So, before we end the lesson, let's review what we've learned. A simile is a comparison of two different things using the word like or as. So whenever you compare similes, you have to use the word like or as. If it doesn't have the word like or as, it is not a simile. So at home, I would like you to try and come up with different kinds of similes. Look around you and compare different things to different things that matches. Do not compare them to things that doesn't sound the same. For example, you cannot compare to some as big as a mice, because a mice is not big. You might say as big as an elephant, because elephants are big. To conclude the lesson, let's review what we've learned. A simile is a comparison of two different things using the word like or as. So do not forget, for you to create similes, you have to either use the word like or as. Okay, so we are nearing the end of our lesson, and before we end, let's review what we've learned. A simile is a comparison of two different things using the word like or as. So for it to become a simile, you need to have the word like or as in it. So at home, try and come up with different similes. For example, if you are going to compare something big, you might try to choose something that's big to compare with it. You cannot say as big as an insect, because insects are not big. They are very small. So find something big, for example, as big as a house or as big as an elephant, when you are creating different similes at home. So similes are very easy. All you have to do is compare two things and use the word like or as when you compare. Now, before we end, I would like to leave you with a little poem based on similes. Black as words on printed page, sad like tigers locked in cages, straight like legs on wooden stools, quiet as a school at night, happy like a bird in flight, cold as a snowy winter night, soft and fluffy like cotton on my skin, fun like writing similes with you. So we have come to the end of our lesson. I hope you enjoyed all the things we've learned, and please try and make different similes at home. You can try them with your mom, try them with your dad, and see how fun writing similes are. So until then, stay safe and goodbye.